Sometimes a single property launch isn't just about a new building going up. It's a real shift, a moment that could literally redefine an entire neighborhood. And that's exactly what we might be seeing with Penrith, a new condo in Singapore's super sought-after Queenstown district. So that brings us to the big question we're tackling today. How can just one project send these huge ripples through such an established, popular area? Well, the answer? It's a perfect storm of timing, smart strategy, and a massive, massive supply crunch. And it all kicks off with this one number, 2.45%. What on earth does that mean? It means that out of over 1,400 family-sized condos in the entire Queenstown area, only 2.45% are actually for sale right now. That is a staggeringly low number, and it just screams that there is huge, pent-up demand, especially from families looking to upgrade from their HDB flats. To really get just how big of a deal this new launch is, we gotta rewind a little bit and look at the recent past. The story of Queenstown's condo market, you can really tell it through the tale of its two biggest resale players. And this sets the stage for everything. So, on one side, you have Commonwealth Towers, finished up back in 2017, and on the other, the slightly newer Queen's Peak, which was completed in 2020. Both are huge developments right next to the MRT. Now, on the surface, you'd think the newer condo, Queen's Peak, would perform better, right? Well, this is where it gets really fascinating. When you actually look at the capital appreciation for their 3-bedroom units, the older Commonwealth Towers smoked Queen's Peak, 43% growth versus 37%. So what in the world is going on here? And look, it wasn't just us scratching our heads. This finding surprised a lot of analysts, too. It turns out the deciding factor wasn't how new or shiny the building was, but something way more fundamental for the buyers in this area. And this is the heart of it. The main buyers here are families upgrading from HDBs, and what do they want? They want practical, efficient layouts, they want proper enclosed kitchens for cooking, and that's exactly what Commonwealth Towers offered. Queen's Peak, even though it was newer, went for things like open-plan kitchenettes and private lifts, features that just weren't as important as pure, simple usability. The lesson here is clear. In this neighborhood, practicality is king. So, into this very specific market, a market that's starved for supply and just desperate for practical family homes, a new contender finally arrives after a very, very long wait. Say hello to Penrith. This is a 462-unit project from two absolute heavyweights, Hong Leong Holdings and GuocoLand. And here's the kicker. It is the first major new launch near Queenstown MRT since way back in 2018. After a 7-year drought, you can just imagine how much anticipation there is for something new and modern. But the story gets even better. This isn't just about new supply meeting old demand. Oh no. The developers of Penrith made two incredibly smart plays that give this project a unique and, potentially disruptive advantage. First off, their timing was, impeccable. They bought the land in August 2024. Now, look at this timeline. The first half of that year, the market was super cautious. Sales were at a record low. So, when the Penrith land plot came up for sale, only 2 bidders even showed up. This was right before the market just exploded back to life after November, when new launches started selling out like crazy. And the result of that genius timing is crystal clear right here. Penrith's developers snagged the land for just $1,154 per square foot per plot ratio. Just look at that compared to a later bid at Bayshore Road, which went for almost $1,400 with 8 bidders fighting over it. They basically got a prime piece of land for a bargain price, giving them a huge cost advantage right from the start. Their second advantage is a little technical, but trust me, it's a game changer. It's called GFA-harmonization. This is a new government rule that changes how a condo's floor area is measured. Long story short, it gets rid of wasted space, like those huge, useless aircon ledges. It means the floor area you pay for is almost all usable, livable space. And Penrith, it's going to be the very first project in the area built under these new, much more efficient rules. Okay, so what happens when you combine that low land cost with more efficient, modern layouts? You get a really fascinating, kind of a paradoxical situation with the pricing. This is where it all comes together, and it's pretty wild. Look at these estimated launch prices for Penrith. A 3-bedroom unit is projected to be around the $2.4 to $2.5 million range. Now, what's the average price for a 3-bedder in the 7-year-old building next door? About 2.42 million. Let that sink in. A brand new, more efficient condo could launch for almost the exact same price as an old one. This is almost unheard of in the property market. So this just throws a massive question mark over the whole market, right? If you're a buyer, why on earth would you choose an older unit when you can get a brand new, better designed one for pretty much the same price? And if you're an existing owner, how do you even begin to compete with that? And this brings us to the big conclusion. Penrith isn't just another condo. It's walking into this market with a powerful and incredibly rare combination of advantages that could fundamentally reset price expectations across the entire Queenstown area. I mean, it really just boils down to this incredible combination. The developers got the land on the cheap. The building is going to have these super efficient modern layouts. It's launching into a market that is absolutely starved for new homes. And the final knockout punch, its launch price could be on par with older condos right next door. It's the very definition of a perfect storm. Which leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Is this launch just a golden ticket for a few lucky buyers? Or is it something bigger, a truly disruptive event, a market reset that's going to force everyone to reevaluate what property is worth in Queenstown for years to come? The answer, I think, is going to unfold very, very soon.